Like, we definitely hit rock bottom now, at least relatively speaking from what we have been. I think we're pretty confident in ourselves and our abilities still. I don't feel like people are doubting their own skill. I don't feel like people don't think they're good enough. I feel like individually everybody's good enough. When you play Dota at like top level, it's not only like one very, very good player who can win the game anymore, like back in the earlier days of Dota. But now you kind of also need to play well as a team, like very well, and be on the same page always. And when you're not, then you lose.
Our gladiators haven't been performing well in competitions lately. They were getting farther and farther from the first place. We were unable to obtain the precious Aegis, nor did we win the subsequent battles. Now what will our gladiators do?
Birmingham. After 5 long years, ESL One is back. 12 of the best teams in the world are here, ready to show you what they're capable of.
Hello, I'm Anton Skred of Wallachia. I'm position 1 for Gaimin Gladiators.
Hello, I am Quinn, and I play mid.
My name is Marcus. My nickname is, and I play offlane.
My name is Eric Angel, also known as Tofu.
I'm Melchior, nickname is Celery.
My name is Eske, or CY, as you would also call me, and I'm coaching Gaimin Gladiators.
It is the first LAN event of 2024, and that means a lot extra pressure to perform here for the teams, because who knows how many LAN events they get a chance to attend.
Like, honestly, I live and breathe Dota. Think about it, dream about it sometimes that you have to, like.
It is a really good game, so maybe it's also why I did stick to it.
Like, I enjoy getting better, and I enjoy winning.
I mean, first it was just my hobby. I really enjoy it. Now it's also my job.
I met a lot of people by playing the game, so going to tournaments, and it's really cool and fun.
We'll see what ends up happening as we go into this game number 1, first series of the day for both of these teams. First series of the tournament. They definitely want to start out on a good foot.
Sitting around in the bot lane, Luna's TPing in. They want to make something happen on Dyrachyo here. Is Whitelong going to lead, or are they just going to go in with the brew? And Dyrachyo cannot die again. He can't.
Oh, the silence! He's trying to get out of there. Whitemon's still chasing, doesn't get him caught in the dodge! Hookshot, it's not connecting! They're throwing everything onto him. All 5 heroes onto Dyrachyo. They do finally bring him down for the kill. This is going to be game 1 going into the favor of Tundra as they take the throne. An impressive beatdown.
And like, now we got in 5th place, 5th, 6th place, like 3 tournaments in a row. It's not really what we aim for. We want to be like at the top.
Mid is fine.
I mean, they decided to run top then, when we left from bottom.
Okay, they're on top, but what we are doing instead? Kinda nothing, we just everyone disappears and go to farm. Like, I want to pressure this tower, but I cannot do this alone. And it's good to pressure it because Morph died after tipping. Like, if I have you with me, like if you're playing with me, not running me, like we also talk about it. Maybe we can def top if we go through the gate as many. Maybe we can kill them here, maybe not. We're gonna see it in the game. But we cannot run like through the map. We already talk about it a lot of times that it's fucking awful and bad. Just play with the gates. It's hard to say. Like, me personally, yeah, I want to get the W, since like we didn't get it since September, and as I said, we're all really hungry and we're gonna try to do our best. Like,
Stars align for you and say it's just
Thompson
for Tundra.
Hobson? The hell? All right, well, doesn't matter. Just runs in, Shadow Blades, trying to pick up items. They hit the Drow now. Drow is going to be brought very low. RP, but immediately lifted. Stolen RP. Oh, it feels bad. RP now back onto Dire. This game is over. Tundra are going to take it 2-0 as they just completely delete, dismantle, and destroy Gaimin Gladiators. Quinn's not going to give them the rampage. What a freaking stomp, man. They looked good.
Everyone is like competitive. They think they are the best. So if they cannot win, they tend to blame other people. Like everyone does that. Also, your average pub player, everyone does it.
kill midway if somebody else can also do it and you do the move.
I'm the farmer. I should be the only farmer on the team.
Give this bitch farm do it.
Only me. I can't kill Bruce.
Everybody should think about playing Dota. If you don't do that, you're fucking bad.
Like, you don't have to say that much.
I'm mad.
And at some point, our normal play just doesn't work anymore at all. And it took a while to like understand that what's happening. Like, why is this not owning anymore? Because it was owning so much before. So it takes pretty long to like get out of these play styles and stuff.
Yeah, I need to farm. Culture. I feel like it's kind of true. Sometimes I take away. I can take some farm.
All right, into game number 1 here for Gaimin Gladiators versus Team Spirit. If you're just joining us, welcome.
First blood.
They have double Wind Wakers as well, which is a little bit spooky. They're looking for the mid lane. They know someone's here. Collapse. Is he gonna get the arena? He does! Traps 4. Big Wukong's man actually holds it for the moment, but then Laurel just walks on in and rips through the side of Gaimin Gladiators. That's gonna be full dead. There's gotta be the GG. Yeah, it just takes one fight.
What the fuck's happening at this point? I'm getting it confused. I feel like Tiny's Giga broke and we're always winning. No, it just doesn't work.
Yeah, I mean, it's not your fault. Definitely feels a bit sad this game. Like, we should also be so cold on this time. I mean,
like with all the losses we were thinking about stuff and now, I don't know, I'm getting confused.
And it does feel a bit confusing. I feel like the times we're losing now, it's because people know exactly what we do. Of course, people know us better than a year ago, but I mean, it's hard to say, right? Because I don't feel like it affects us too much, but maybe other teams are looking at us all the time. Probably not, though.
BKB, the jump in from Mira, they get the toss back. Quinn's in the wrong neighborhood. That's gonna be the full duration Fiend's grip. It is gonna be the Aegis as they will try and bring down the Tiny on the front side, and it looks like they got him. They need help. Tofu gets the Blink Lasso. Save McQuinn with a Wind Waker. Is he gonna get him out in time? He's chasing the Ravage from Ace. Catches him all a big freezing field from Celery as well. There it is. The creeps got it. Gaimin Gladiators get their first win of the day. Very necessary.
No, I think it was the most annoying fans, and I could hear that.
Guys, I feel like game is so hard.
I mean, I feel like
I cannot believe it's like that hard.
I feel like lanes are okay, but somehow then we just lose.
I mean, this third game was definitely not okay, because we ganked this Windrunner and killed him twice, and he was still top network. It was a little bit too far.
The first game was not okay.
Oh, this game.
It's a long time ago that we won a tournament. I feel like everyone is hungry for the winning and we're gonna try to do our best.
Our team is looking kind of strong though. Like there are definitely some good teams here, I remember.
Like right now it's been a long time, so people are pretty happy to see each other and like chill and like you're having a good time. Started the lane with 2 kills on the first
I
mean, we actually like we did really good in the lane. Like the lane was pretty chill. 100%. He just started with 1,000 extra gold. So he was pretty good.
I'll make sure that there's a good mood, or at least I try to, and that everyone's opinion is gonna get heard. Like people can say whatever they want. We might like make fun of it a little, but that's just more like meme. Still, that everyone's get heard.
My role inside the game is to own. Like I think that's kind of everyone's job, and it's like it's my job to say everything I can and do everything I can to make the game like easy and free to win.
Outside of the game, I'm pretty chill, I think. Friendly. Inside the game, I try to be friendly, but sometimes I can get a little bit mad. And then Anton says, "Bro, come on!" Like Anton tries to calm me down, and then I hope I'm friendly.
How long we have been apart. Like right now it's been a long time, so people are pretty happy to see each other and like chill and like you're having a good time. But sometimes maybe we've been together for so long and then you go home not so long, like 1 week, and then you're back to see each other, and it's like, okay, man, people wanna start fighting. That's what happens when you're two like siblings or something. You know, you're together so much, so people start arguing or fighting a bit. But we're also aware of this, so it's okay. Like as long as you're aware of what's happening, you know, it's okay.
What, you completely missed that. Try again. Like just recut it. They'll cut that out. Good luck today, Ace. Why are you trying to do? I'm doing it a professional handshake. All right, fine. Good luck today, Ace. Bring it up. Oh, baby.
I think it's always the most fun when we're in person. Like we haven't seen each other that much this year. I know there's not too many tournaments going on, or more like a lot of them are online, and we usually don't bootcamp. But yeah, just the most fun, because usually most of the days, almost every day, we play or like talk to each other at some point. I don't know, in person it's just more fun, easier to talk, and then also outside of the game is way more chill. We're also gonna go eat together or just hang around or talk about some ideas. And
bro, I'm not a creep wave, don't block me.
But now we're ready for our game here on the mainstream, which is going to be Gaimin Gladiators versus OG. Catch you all up on what's happening in Gaimin Gladiators, who we're going to be covering right now with 1-3, and Spirit just drew 2-2.
Between OG and Gaimin Gladiators, OG's 3-1 in the group stage, Cinderin. Gaimin, the opposite, 1-3. What will happen? Tamano's a very good player. He's very attractive as well. That's probably more important for pro players these days. Is Seb caught off guard? He's gonna go down. It'll be the trade for Tofu.
Shortest lasso in history.
Yeah, the lasso doesn't last too long there as Ace pops the Bloodstone. Whisper, Primal Split. Splitter of Though coming in from Quinn. Chop number 1 from Ace into a call.
And Seb with a rare failed voice line. He thought they had the axe.
EZM and Tomato, the last remaining members of OG, the Chronosphere onto 3 heroes into 0 damage. Pretty much been the story of the game as GG is called. So Gaimin with a much needed win, should getting off to a very bad start, uncharacteristic for them, 1-3. So now 2-3.
For them, they lost all the HP. They lost all the HP,
and they lost like 1.5 waves. Like the wave position is still good. They'll never like calculate do anything.
The last best will not calculate. He was like, the best. Bro, he would have survived with like 1 year.
I kinda need to block this camp, and they just cannot lane anymore.
It's easier to fix problems and talk to people and not like beat around the bush and to be direct about things whenever you're in person. Much easier to like, here's a person right here, I'm gonna talk to this person and like fix this, as opposed to like interpersonal dynamics in person are just nicer to work through.
Yo, what's up everybody? Welcome to game number 2 between Gaimin Gladiators and OG. Kind is a bit of an annoyance. Celery is kind of that for him. As Shockwave will connect, Doraccio, he's going to be found. Gets them off in style. It's going to cost them the life. That was a disgusting combo. Tomato gonna farm the sniper and get the rampage in the fountain. Oh my goodness, this really does feel like a pump.
And it is over. It is over. Game number 2 goes to OG.
Sniper, bro.
That's unlucky if I come. Also, it happens because we tried to decide to connect. I think if we actually go behind the tower and put it there, we might be fine. Because whenever we're close to enemy tower, we are fucked. Because they just gonna run us down. But if we're in the tower, it's easy.
I don't know what happened there.
It's a bad decision. I thought we could, but we can't.
I don't know if like losing for X amount of time is necessarily more motivating than just losing really sucks. I think we all hate it. And I think each individual loss, whether it be a game or a series or a tournament or whatever, is like equally like, can we stop sucking? And I don't think like the length of time has that much to do with it, as much as like losing just sucks, and we've sucked recently and we would like that to stop.
Gonna prove my tiny.
Improve your tiny?
Tiny can fucking bring us back now. Especially in combination with Meg.
Something is weird about these melee heroes though. We lost every game, we have a melee soup.
Yeah, I feel like we're always owning with no melees, but then we always, for some reason, I know it's boring or something, but we gotta have to play these melees, man. We gotta have to play everything.
Bro, we won every scrim with melee. Man. We won every fucking game. And yesterday, just look at these drafts, man. It just doesn't work. I usually don't see myself from the outside. But in the game, I think a lot of creative aspects and like figuring out something new or having like new ideas. I try to chip in a lot of that, or like it just naturally comes.
And then somehow you forced me to play the Tusk. That's unreal, actually.
I just suggested, man. You were kind of hot on the Ruby.
Bro, you really wanted the Tusk guy. No, in the pick. In the draft screen.
What?
I also thought like you guys could just play Rubik Monkey at the bottom. We do sniper mid and...
I think that's also fine.
Or just pick something. Like last pick, yeah, that's right.
I'm not sure why I have to play Rubik though. I could also just play Seal. Like, yeah, if Rubik is core gets back, but... Really need this hero. Seal's kind of broken.
Don't have to.
It's time for...
Probably a good thing for us.
Turning Polygon. Big thing for us.
Oh no, it's like this.
We have Extreme Gaming versus Gaimin Gladiators, and I have to say, Syndrin, based on our original predictions of how this tournament would go, this was not on many people's prediction card, let's say. Gaimin 2 and 4, Extreme 1 and 5.
Yep.
They are currently slated to be the 2 teams eliminated from this group. That is crazy. Really waiting to the last moment to call GG lately.
Gaimin has had 2 back-to-back games now where they got absolutely obliterated.
Yeah.
It's time to rebuild morale somehow, because this is looking to be a bit of a downward spiral. They won the first game against OG, but the second one they got completely crushed. And this one was no better. 35 minutes and 53 seconds will do it.
And remember, in this group stage, the last 2 are eliminated from the tournament entirely.
Yep.
I don't know, I feel like we've been learning a lot is also that you have to relearn a lot of things. It's like I feel like that's just a classic, like in Dota, when 1 year ago this hero was really strong or this was broken and then it's nerfed and it's gone and the hero pops up at some point. You have to remember, wait, what was the counters? Why did people stop picking it and stuff? It's kind of also with the team. I don't know, that some things you just have to remember, relearn, and then also because we were playing for so long together, that there's some like natural synergy and how people get along. Like obviously there's some really good things, but then also when you're friends with someone for so long that you take some things for granted and just like, I know, of course we do it like this, or I don't know, with friends we don't even have to talk about it. But then you might also like forget some things again.
Swap the slots, Tofu, jump. Ace, go.
Ace is in the right spot, right?
Okay, Tofu, jump, down, go.
To try to stay alive, so this is definitely one of the most important games of the tournament for both teams. Well, it is the most important game. And they are bringing some creative stuff to the table here. Let's see if we get to even talk before First Blood comes out, because Gaimin are very aggressively posed here with theirs. It's the time to do it.
Oh my god!
Yeah, later.
Taser as well. DYXXS, Ame all dead.
What a sick blast off. Holy moly. It's gonna get real awkward.
Yeah, who can get to the bot lane the fastest? Are they just gonna fight here? Tofu getting really low. Centaur card on him, very important. Nobody's even going on at that point. And Gyrocopter deleted! Dyrachio is dead, out of position. And now Extreme with a huge advantage, 5 versus 4. And it looks like Gaimin gonna try to retreat, but they lose the Centaur. That's a dieback on
AC as well. Okay, Quinn?
Yeah, he's dead. Oh my god. That's just it.
It's just over.
That is it.
Read them fine. I mean, they were leading like 3-4k most of the game. They weren't even like building a proper lead. They was running around.
I don't know, these guys can't, but they don't know how to build a lead.
Yeah, they're like clowning around like all the time.
We honestly could have won the game.
They had a pretty good value ward, like outside the soups, I guess. Next to the triangle, where they saw a smoke on this ward, and like they killed Tofu and like some boots on it.
She kind of cucks your heroes.
It's pretty sad for Wisp because we want to be Terret and there's these brambles.
Ben Kunga on 7, right?
Huh?
Ben Kunga on 7?
Yeah.
I think so. No. I think it's also fine though. I mean, we are full free. Farm by def is a bit stupid. Besides that, we are fully
We
free.
are full free farming. Yeah, but after we
Full
go
absolute
game,
free. We're denying a lot of creeps.
children, I'm dying, and that's why.
Yeah, it's kind of okay, even if they get like 60% and we just 40. But if we can pick off the guy every now and then, we eventually get some benefit.
This series is going to be a fun one. Gaimin Gladiators, a must-win 2-0 for them if they want any chance of staying in this tournament. As for Heroic, they're sitting pretty at the top. A single win takes them out of even tiebreaker opportunities, and they are guaranteed a slot in the playoffs. So,
Hey, time to look at the papers. Work is done. Work is done. Shut up. Work is done.
I'm excited. Here we go. It is game 1 of Heroic versus Gaimin Gladiators, and we are just jumping into this one to see if Gaimin Gladiators can keep their tournament lives alive. They have to kind of pray that these other series unfold a specific way, but for them, they can at least still give them the opportunity of tiebreakers if they take the 2-0 here. Heroic with a single win guarantees them playoffs, so big deal for both of these teams.
See them make another play here on to Vladislavovich. The Orchid is out from Durancio. Telekinesis here from Schofield to make a little bit of space. They're trying to do what they can, but Ace is an unkillable machine right now.
Ace is like, well, Ace is just very, very solid, first of all. And then he's similar to Tofu in the way that he's very creative. And he doesn't just like look up some replays of some other guys and like take their builds and don't think about it. Like he will think into very, very small details about his own heroes, builds, when can he pick them, how do they fit in, like what does he want to do, what does his hero need to do, etc. I think that's a very strong side of him.
That was good as Dragon Knight goes down, and now it's Divine Llama and K1 versus the rest of Gaimin Gladiators. He's going to buy back on the Centaur, but you've lost so much already. That's going to be mega creeps. And Gaimin Gladiators likely just finishing off game number 1 here. Again, a must-win game for them.
Alright.
Time to do another
we
double.
we need to win, and we need to win 2 more coin flips.
Bro, you better just keep your head down and pretend the ground.
Yeah, you better to chill and play your 3 hero pool. Sniper, Lesh, and Zeus.
That was the press TI, and that was the best I've ever played.
Sniper, Lesh, and Zeus.
Why did it like that?
This Zeus. No, I'm not.
I think we're best when we know and are aligned on like how we need to play. If there's like a specific concepts that we can play on, or like, let's say like back in the days, it was like a lot of auras or like gathering up at certain times. Like when we know what to do exactly, then I think we kind of unbeatable.
Here we go! Game 2, Gaimin Gladiators versus Heroic underway. We talked about the Penitence tag team before, and it is online and causing massive issues. Ace just tanking through the wind run and the focus fire. He pops a stick. He's gonna win the trade! I mean, the Terrorize gets held. Can they kill Ace? They still haven't committed the Doom. He turns around, gets a 3-hero stomp, the Eclipse. The Doom comes out onto Durancio, which is great, but Divine Llama, he's just getting shredded. They still haven't killed the Centaur. Double Hurricane pulls back the Wind Ranger, and K1 dies to the creep. Target acquired. But oh my goodness, the Gaimin Gladiators put an absolute beatdown on this series, and you know, they clutched it out when they needed it. Whether or not it's enough to get them through to the next stage, we'll have to find out, as their fates are unfortunately not in their own hands. They are required, you know, for Team Spirit to go 0-2 against
what they're
OG
checking right now.
Yeah, so.
Yes.
Spirit is in a close game with OG right now. Both games are close.
But probably the other group would play first.
Spirit's probably going to win this game. Probably. We need OG to win. If Spirit wins this, we're up.
They won the first one?
Oh, yeah, it's game 2. Yeah, we're up. So we can pack up.
Is it over?
I think we played bad. Some stuff that we had done improperly over a long period of time sort of caught up to us.
And then in Birmingham, we kind of just got punished because we were probably not putting in as much work as we did before.
Thank you. No.
It's kind of like Green when he played the tiebreaker.
That lane was rough.
Except only one.
Against Chin.
You're looking at others and you cannot do anything.
I mean, it's fine. We deserve to be out, so if we're not out, then it's just luck. We should be out. Sucks to suck.
Why we're packing up?
That's what I don't get.
To be fair, the first like 4 games we just fucked up real bad. And then there's just so many games.
So yeah, it was a necessary evil, I think.
I mean, everyone was really upset as a shit result. You go there and you just drop out.
We talked a lot and we came to the conclusion that people have been slacking off a bit too much, having had other priorities, distracted by whatever other stuff outside the game. The noise.
Come on, kill off.
Oh yes.
1 minute.
This one is about to end.
I see. We're getting cooked on both fronts.
Yeah.
Okay. It's what it is.
So we're gonna just last of the last or what?
We are.
Yes.
We are the worst team in the tournament.
Doesn't sound too good.
Oh, we're terrible.
The mood was pretty bad. It's pretty sad. I don't think there was like anger like at each other in a way. I think everybody just kind of accepted that we are not playing good right now, and we're playing like not good enough at least. I know we're good enough to win. So people basically just want to like get on the gloves and like get to work again. We had some individuals' mistakes, we had some understanding that wasn't like quite there.
We start thinking about what we could done better, like.
So yeah, it was a necessary evil, I think.
We got some 5th place, 6th place, and now we didn't even get through. We got like last place. So we
need to do something about it. What can you do, you know? Like I tried to spark some flame in the team as well, like by also playing a lot of games, like a lot of pubs. Complete focus on like getting back and getting that fire again. So people want to do better.
We're having a good time. Like I look forward to going to events. I look forward to seeing the team and like also the org, like everybody. I've been on teams before where it's not like that. You it's just fun to be around people. Like you have a lot of fun, you joke around. You also enjoy playing the game together. We also play games outside. Everybody's like also a little bit sporty, like we play sports together, go to the gym together. We're like really good friends. That's the best part of the team.
The PGL Wallachia group stages. Secret versus Gaimin Gladiators. Going down. The rest of Secret, they're just having to completely scramble back to base. But it's a fantastic chrono from Duracia, though. Catches them on the tip, both Puppy and Crystalis.
Yeah, Anton jumped in and did a big fat chrono there. Big fat chrono.
Seems out of the question because Duracio's got a chrono and he's ready to use it. He's going to go straight in on top of the 3 of them. In fact, with a 4 with Boom TPing it over towards it. It's a beautiful jump, a beautiful chrono from Duracio as he forces Secret back towards the base. They've killed off the 3 of them. GG is called as Gaimin Gladiators will take this game 1.
More practice.
Practice losing.
What happened to your work? Practice.
We practice a
I feel
lot.
like we've been practicing.
We're so good at it. It's insane.
I got my creeps, I got to run around. My teammates tanked the gang, so I just got to have a good time. It was really fun. Yeah, so we are really good friends on the team, but I think you can probably be a team without being really good friends, but I'm not sure if that will work for me or for us. And it has its hard times where you need to just tell each other all the rough things, and everyone needs to step up always. But you're always together, you're also together all the time.
I mean, I think it's nice, even if you step away from the Dota part, it's nice to be a part of something that is working towards a goal, or everyone is striving towards that thing, and there is like there's a shared like struggle and sort of journey in that I think is cool to do, and I think getting to do it in a competitive sector is not something that's common, and so getting to do it with a bunch of people who are working towards that same goal and both care a lot and all care as much as you do. Is a cool thing and a privilege.
I talk more to my teammates than to my family. So if we would not be friends, if we wouldn't have a good time, then I don't know how long you can stay together. That's why we're still together with the roster, because we are friends.
I think the best part of this team that everyone is like, I'm enjoying playing with these guys and I'm laughing a lot and I'm making some stupid jokes and like it's really nice to play with them, and that's why I like my team. There is no, like sometimes we fight with each other, but it's not like some big fights. I mean, they're always gonna happen when you're playing in the team, because you always have some different ideas on some things, and you have to talk about it, and you just have to sort it out, and that's why I love this team.
Right now, we are more honest again than we were for the beginning of the year, and we're learning from our mistakes. So hopefully we can just keep moving as friends.
This is the first time that we have a rematch.
True.
Which is quite amazing, actually. So there is some experience between the teams already.
As well as Ace and Dyrachyo don't have a lot of life to work with, but there's the waiting rift forward. They get the kill once more. But Kaz starting to put the damage out there. Queen ends up falling. Dyrachyo might be next. Ace is here to try and help him. There's the Infest. Able to get the game and will. Boom! With an upset over Gaimin Gladiators.
Just no stress comes. I don't care how hard the game will be. Like, don't stress. Stressing is.
I mean, we don't stress this game. I think only.
If the counter stressed, you lose. Because then people are not being rational. Then people are not playing how.
This game
how good
for
of a
me
players they are.
was important.
Go to our casters for game number 2.
The shard, Supernova never comes out, but Thunder God's Wrath multiple times, and now they look over at the Axe. They'll get the kill on Ace. They'll look for Tofu. Focus the throw, and the Bushwhack is through, but he'll pop that ult. Dyrachyo in trouble. Great vacuum. Dyrachyo Quinn die. GG is called. Boom Esports upset Gaimin Gladiators with a 2-0 victory. I want to perform. Earlier on, like there has to be some tempo ways. You were something low or something, but.
I definitely think we'll be the best again. We will. Yeah, we will be the best again, and we can. It's just like as I said earlier, like we need some more reps. We need to understand what's happening, and hopefully, if everybody understands that you cannot just be the best and not have Dota as your first priority. Like you have to have it as your first priority. You have to think Dota. You have to dream about Dota. You have to wake up with new Dota ideas because you dreamt about Dota. Like if you don't do that, you're not gonna be the best.
If you're going to work, but it's also out of work because we still hang out in Discord and we play games together. We just spend a lot of time together, more than most people with their family. And I'm just happy that it's been working out so well for us, that like everyone gets along so well. Like every time when we go to these tournaments, I really look forward to going to these tournaments because we're just going to be sitting around most of the day in the hotel and just spending time together, but it's always fun with them.
Let's keep moving towards that. This year is not the best so far, but it's also not that bad. We're doing okay. Last tournament was just the worst, so it cannot get worse than that. So hopefully now we can start moving forward to what we want. We want to be very consistent and just always do good, be on top of the meta.
What causes people to win in Dota is people working hard and people having the right ideas and things just clicking. There is some luck in that, but I think that absolutely can be the case. Just a matter of if it ends up being, you know, we're doing all we can or doing all we think we can, and maybe we'll figure out we're doing something wrong or something we need to change or whatever in the future. But you know, as of now, I feel like we're doing all we can. So, you know, we'll see what happens from that.
How much they mean to me? Yeah. I don't know. You just guys, my friends. I like everyone. Sometimes not, but I'm still enjoying playing with you.
A message to the team. I guess thanks for rescuing me from the depths. You know, I probably would have. I was most likely going to retire before I joined this team. If I hadn't joined this team, it's the only team that gave me an offer that year. So yeah, it was kind of, you know, at the time it was kind of this or the high road, and I was like, okay, yeah, I'm down.
Being around you guys, I always just have a really good time, and when I'm at home, I always miss being around my teammates. So that means we're not really teammates. It's just a second family. So I'm very grateful for that.
I'm just happy that it's been working out so well for us, that like everyone gets along so well, like every time.
Like my message to the team is that I don't think I would actually, like I would consider if I would keep playing actually professionally, if I didn't play on this team anymore. Because like I've been on so many teams now, and like I don't want to be on other teams. Like I also cannot see myself, or like I cannot see getting a better team. It's like this. Our team is pretty rare that you are on a team like this. Like it doesn't just happen. It's like very lucky, and I really appreciate it.